Hey guys, welcome back to my kitchen, and today we're making spinach pastry puffs. Delicious. So let's get started, come on. It's delicious homemade spinach puff pastry made from scratch. So come on over to my kitchen and I'll show you how to make this delicious meal. So what are you waiting for? Come on, let's go. Hey guys, I'm Josh, and I live in the beautiful city of San Francisco, California with my pup, Marty. Marty is the life of the party, and speaking about parties, I love to entertain my friends with food and delicious desserts. And I also learned how to recently cook and bake, so it's lots of fun to share recipes and learn together all at once. Living here in San Francisco is lots of fun, but what I love to do most is lots of DIYs. I love to paint, I love to redecorate, and I love to show you some tricks and tips on how to recreate them. I also love to create dinner parties for my friends too. So what's a small city boy do here in San Francisco? You have to come on in and find out. So come on over and let's have some fun. It's so cheesy. I love it. I'm Josh, and welcome to my home and kitchen. Hey guys, welcome back to my kitchen, and today we're making spinach pastry puffs. But first, let's get started with the stuffing. Cut 1/3 of a cup of scallions or green onions, both the white and green parts. Alright, so the next step you're going to do is going to cut 2 cups of onions. So 2 cups equals 2 onions. And be careful, because these are very strong onions. Boy, these onions are super strong. And since I'm cutting onions and they're making my eyes very teary, I want to give this opportunity to give you guys thank you for always watching my videos and liking them and sending me amazing messages on my DMs. So thank you so much for supporting me and my new venture of learning how to cook with you guys. So thank you. Thank you. Next, on a hot deep pan, add 4 tablespoons of unsalted butter. That's half a stick. So while the butter is melting, the next step is going to add 2 cups of onions with a 1/3 cup of scallions into the hot butter and cook until the onion is translucent. Followed by 1 tablespoon of garlic. 1 tablespoon equals 3 cloves. You're going to let it cook for 1 minute and then take it off the heat. On another pan, toast 1/4 of a cup of pine nuts. And while my nuts are toasting, now let's start grating 1 cup of Gruyere cheese. I love this cheese, it's so nice and delicious. Alright, we're halfway through. Now it's time to assemble the stuffing. Add 2 10-ounce of defrost chopped spinach into a mixing bowl. Alright, the next step is add 1 cup of Gruyere cheese and then add the cooked onions. Now add the 1/4 of a cup of pine nuts into the mix. Next, you're going to add half a teaspoon of ground nutmeg into the mix. Next, add 2 teaspoons of kosher salt into the mix. Followed by 3/4 of a teaspoon of ground pepper. Followed by 3/4 of a cup of Parmesan cheese. Now add 1 tablespoon of dry breadcrumbs. You can either have it plain or seasoned. Next, you're going to add 4 extra large, lightly beaten eggs into the mix. Great job, guys! Now, let's mix until everything is combined. Now that everything's combined, let's assemble the pastry puff. Well, let me tell you the story about these pastry sheets because it took me 3 times to find them. It was a mission. I went to 3 local stores and they were all sold out. But luckily for me, I'm friends with one of the store managers down the street of a grocery store, and he ended up ordering them for me last night. So last night I get a phone call from him letting me know that he has the pastry. And I was like, what kind of pastry? Because he is kind of cute. And he's like, the ones you ordered. I was like, oh, yeah. So I went last night and I got them. So if it wasn't for the store manager who ordered this pastry sheets for me, I would not be making this video. So thank you, Mr. Store Manager, for helping me create this video to showing you guys how to make this delicious spinach pastry puffs. Alright, now on a cooking sheet, place 1 sheet of pastry puff and spoon in the spinach mix in the center. Now you're going to crack 1 large egg and add 1 tablespoon of water to make an egg wash. Now very carefully unroll the other sheet of pastry puff and cut the edges to make it into a square. Sprinkle some flour onto the countertop and roll the flour with your rolling pin. With your rolling pin, roll diagonally to stretch the sheet a little bit bigger. Now to make life easier, roll the sheet onto the pin and transfer it to the other pastry sheet. So now that you have it covered, use a fork to crinkle the side of the pastry without piercing the pastry. Now brush the egg wash all over the pastry. This is going to make it very nice, browned, and shiny. Now very carefully cut 3 small slits on top of the pastry so the steam can escape. You do not want it to explode in your oven. Now bake on a 375-degree oven for 30 to 40 minutes until golden brown. Afterwards, you cut it and enjoy it. Oh my god, guys, look at this. How delicious. Oh my god. It's so good. It's so flaky. Well, there you have it. How to make spinach pastry puffs. Thank you for joining. Till next time. So good.